Yes, and that's on period.
Pull up, it's about to go up. Show love, we coming and you know us.
It's a vibe and it's fresh on your mind. Breaking hot, top is live. You know what we like, yeah.
Get up, you don't wanna miss us. In the mix, it's official.
It's official.
Big facts, no cap. Where you at?
Yeah.
It's time to kick back.
It's the mix.
Welcome to the mix, guys. We have a great show for you tonight. Rapper and NAACP Image Award winner and musician Dee-1 will be getting into the mix with us very soon. He's a really inspiring artist, and we cannot wait to chat with him here on the mix tonight. But first, I want to know if you guys saw the new collaboration between Crocs and Balenciaga. They have recently released, or they are releasing a new stiletto clog and a knee-high Croc boot. So I need to know from my ladies, would you wear these heels? I can't wait.
Yeah, I want to hear this.
Me
Are
too.
y'all wearing the boots in the Croc heels, ladies?
You know, I wouldn't seriously, but like as a joke, 100%. I would definitely pop out just to like make some people laugh. You know what I'm saying?
Dang, you trying to make people laugh?
Not as a joke, though.
It's giving me like,
If you saw me on the street with those heels, would you not look at me and be like, "What?"
And I'm rocking my Crocs right now.
Hey, come on, Leo.
I wore my Crocs today too, Romeo.
that's what I was gonna say. Like Crocs are really comfortable, so I feel like making it a stiletto takes away from the comfortability, and it's not cute. Like it's giving me like when Timberland had the Timberland boot, and then Jordans did the Jordan heel, the Timberland heel, and the Jordan heel. Y'all remember that?
Yeah, but people were wearing it a little bit, Jazz.
Yeah, Jazz.
Oh, they were.
Jazz. I must say, you a real.
That must be an Atlanta thing because we wasn't doing that in LA.
You a real fashionista, Jazz. So look, I went and I kind of did some snooping around, and a lot of females was with it. They like, look, I'm gonna wear them things to church. I'm gonna be wearing them things when I'm just around the house where I'm chilling, because people love comfort. It's a weird mixture of, if these things are really comfortable, like these things is right here, I'm just saying, why not wear it? I'm just
because it has a heel on it though, Romeo.
A heel.
So it's gonna be uncomfortable now.
It may be a comfortable heel. It may be a comfortable heel.
I was gonna say it's probably a comfortable heel.
Can I just say,
next time you go to the club, I want to see you in these Croc heels, just stunting on everyone.
Jazz ain't gonna do it.
If anybody could pull it off, it would be Jazz. I feel
That's
like
what I'm saying.
I was gonna say Zanique. Yeah, I was gonna say Zanique.
Yeah,
you know what? Y'all are trying to be too sweet to each other. This is what I think. I feel like the Croc heel is not a cute look. But if I see Rihanna walking in the studio in a paparazzi photo in these, I might just go to the store and pick the Croc heel up. I don't know about everybody.
That's why I love Zoe.
Wait, let me tell y'all this. I got introduced to the Croc through Zanique. I was in Atlanta hanging out with her, probably eating some food because that's what we do. And she had on these shoes, and I was like, "What are those?" But not like the "What are those?" It was like, "Those is hot. What are those?" And she had like buttons and things on them. She like freaked hers out. Like I think it's a dope shoe. Do y'all remember when Balenciaga came out with the toe shoes with the separation of the toe?
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Fly. So would y'all do the toe shoe over the Croc heel?
You know what? Nice.
I wore one of those toe heels recently, and my feet were just very uncomfortable like that with the separation between the toes. I don't know about everybody else, but they did not sit right with me.
Okay, so I guess it's a no. All right. Well, as more places open back up, people are out here traveling, y'all. And I noticed that our very own Jazz was out in these streets of Atlanta, baby.
Period, Jazz. Period.
Okay, but what had me dying laughing was Jazz posting photos of her story with her at the airport in a bonnet, y'all. Listen. Oh God, I've been waiting to talk about this. I'm waiting to talk about this.
Anton.
No.
Wow.
Okay. Listen, we started this discussion in our group chat amongst all the hosts, but I thought that, it would be great to save it for the show. So listen, here we are. So Jazz, please start us off. I'm assuming that you are pro bonnet in public.
Yes, I'm definitely pro bonnet. And I feel like if I'm just running in somewhere, I'm going to keep my bonnet on. Now, I wear my bonnet in the airport because when I get off the plane, I want my hair to be fresh. And I saw other women in the airport as well with their bonnet. Now, I must say, my bonnet is black, it's sleek. There are some women out there with the huge bonnets on in public. I think maybe they should get, something that's a little cuter, more sleek. But, I wear my bonnet. I don't think it makes you any less of a woman or less classy. Sometimes you just want to keep the hair fresh.
And I feel like if you're taking a road trip, you're definitely going to wrap your hair up and stay fresh. So this is the way that we travel. Why can't we go through the airport in our travel gear? Like Jazz said, we're trying to stay fresh for where we're going. Now, if I have a meeting, as soon as I still could take my bonnet off in the car. You see what I'm
Exactly.
I think the bonnet is a go. Like we just trying to look good for the next thing. The airport is nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, so I wish that I could really say what's on my mind, but Jazz, I love you so much, and you my girl, so I'm not even gonna go there because I love you so much. But what's interesting is, because I wanted to get your mom's point of view, because we all know your mom has the brand, the Bonnet Chronicles, and Monique actually put out a video, and she said to all Black women, have pride when you go out and stop wearing the bonnet to the airport and to the mall. And she hated it. And your mom, she responded and she said that even though her brand is the Bonnet Chronicles and she wears the bonnet when she does it, she doesn't wear the bonnet outside of the house. So how does your mom react to you wearing your bonnet outside of the house?
She lets me do what I want. Like when she saw the story post, she just laughed at it. Because at the end of the day, she knows the end goal. Like Zoe said, once I get off the airplane and you see the hair flowing, it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense.
Can you do that again for the folks in the back who didn't see the intro?
Hey.
No, John.
And it shines. And it shines.
I want to say too, do you guys remember when Drake started he didn't start this, but he brought it back where the guys were wearing the do-rags. And then a young lady opened a whole do-rag store in somewhere in LA. I'm not sure. So my question is, if it becomes trendy, then is it okay to do it? Because do-rags are supposed to be worn for bed for guys to get waves on swim. So my thing is, I see guys wear do-rags all the time because it's trendy.
My thing is stop the black on black crime. You see what this is doing to us? All of this is we make things a bigger deal than what they are. I think Monique is right. I think Jazz is right. It's just levels to everything. Like I always say, nothing is black and white. There's a lot of gray in between. So it's just, look, it's a you thing at the end of the day. Jazz knew why she wearing it. Monique's point was, look, we got to make sure we look the part or we want the part. But at the end of the day, guess what? Do you?
Right.
I like that.
Romeo, with that, I'm gonna just move along before Anton and Jazz start going at it, because I don't think we like that.
Clash of the Titans.
Right, we don't need that. But y'all know I'm Gen Z, so I have to talk about this Lil Baby and Lil Durk album that was released. Ooh. I thought there were no skips, but I don't know about y'all. What do you think?
Yes, I know you was listening to it.
I want to hear, because I've been dealing with some family emergency. So honestly, I didn't even check it out yet. So I've been waiting. I wanted to hear y'all reviews first.
I was going to say, I didn't listen to it in its entirety because it's 18 songs, but the ones that I did hear, like the single that he put out, Voice of the Heroes, I like that one a lot. But Meek Mill did drop as well, you guys. So, I had to get my focus.
But
you had to make sure your baby was first in line, okay?
Right. Let's talk about Meek Mill before anything with Jazz. Jazz,
right.
Unless it's the baby. If it's the baby, you take the back seat, but it's okay.
Yeah, but I like the album. Did anybody else get a chance to listen to it in its entirety?
I've been listening to Dee-1.
I like that.
I was listening to a little snippet Romeo put on his Instagram of his new little song. I never compliment Romeo. I never do that, but it was actually really good. Don't tell him I said that, but it was actually really good.
I appreciate that.
Okay, well, yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, Jamie. Romeo, I couldn't wait. We saw that you posted something on Instagram announcing that you're back in the music zone. So what's going on? Like, are we getting new music? Like, what's the tea?
Man, the thing with me, music never leave. It's just like you, Zoe. You know, you come from a music background, a music family, so it's always in you. I started off. That's why y'all know me today. That's why y'all know Lil Romeo. You know, I broke records in music and accomplished all my dreams at a young age. And I just feel like, for me, you got to realize when you set a goal or a dream, right? You set that to conquer it. I did that when I was 13, 14, 15 years old. So I always had these other things on my wish list, Oscars and et cetera, et cetera. But music always is in me. I got over 350 songs recorded. I don't know if I'm ever going to release them. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. But putting that out there, it definitely reminded me why my fans been riding with me since day one, and they do want some more music. So I may drop something, very soon. I'm just saying, if that's what the people want, if that's what Jamie want me to do, it's all on Jamie, baby.
Yes, sir. Period. I make the decisions in here. No,
but look, on that note, we got to take a break, okay? Because my boy D1 is getting into the mix with us when we come back. So keep it locked right here to the mix, only on Fi Soul, baby. You heard I did the voice. Our guest tonight is one of Louisiana's favorite and socially impactful sons whose mission and vision has always been based on positivity and faith. He's not only a talented artist, but he's also a public speaker, social influencer, literacy expert, businessman, teacher, and NAACP Image Award winner. Let's welcome my brother from another, D1 in the building. Hey!
Yes. Thank y'all. Oh,
hey.
How you doing?
The smile should tell y'all how I'm doing. I'm so honored to be here. This just feels great, y'all. Like, I count my blessings every day I wake up, and it's a big one right here. So I'm thankful.
Man, we thankful for having you. Look, before we get into it, man, people always tell me, D, they be like, man, you only so positive because your pops Master P. You only this and that because your pops Master P. Ladies and gentlemen, if my pops wasn't Master P, this is who I'll be right here. D1 music. That's all I'm telling y'all.
Straight up.
Because it starts in the spirit. You was always somebody who I connected with, where we have a purpose and we know our purpose, right? And no matter what you come from or what cards you're dealt, you're going to figure it out. So we know we come from Louisiana. New Orleans is crazy, and everybody don't got to be a thug and, shoot them up. And the thing is, I tell people I'll be D1 because you know your purpose and your path, and you're unapologetically you. And that's what I love and respect about you, man.
Thank you, brother. In case y'all don't know, me and Romeo are literally like the same person. I'm telling y'all, like in so many ways, we kindred spirits. And whenever I need some inspiration, because look, the motivator has to stay motivated. So sometimes when my tank is on E, and when everybody reaching out to me for money or for advice or for D, tell me something to inspire me, I'm like, man, who can I get a word from? Who can I feel good when I look at what they got going on? I look at Romeo, you know what I mean? And vice versa. So we, that's what we do. Iron sharpens iron. And that's why wherever I'm at, I'm going to give you me, because I don't have to be like the next person just for them to respect me. People respect someone who is authentically comfortable in their own skin. And that's all I can be.
Man, come on, we about to get a lot of gems with D, but I got to tell you.
I'm sorry. It's definitely two Romeo. I was just going to say, it's definitely two Romeos in here tonight. Hold up. Okay.
Man, I know I'm kind of holding us back, but like this man, really, we kindred spirits. It's just, look, imagine if you was in my position, if your pops was Master P, people gonna be like, well, D1 only this because his pops this and that. No, when it's in you, it's in you. And that's what you represent from day one, man. So I take my hat off to you. And I gotta congrats you, man. You a homeowner, balling.
How they know that? Who said,
hey, man, they bringing up first. They say you just dropped some M's on a new big crib, man. That's all I'm saying.
Man, who telling all my business? Hey, man. Bro, I promise. The mix must have some private investigators, because y'all know stuff that, bro, I guess.
You buying land, homes, everything.
Oh, my goodness, bro. I'm embarrassed right now because I did not know all my business was out there. But yeah, I'm very proud. Hey, I might as well just tell the truth. I was able to, by the grace of God, purchase a crib recently, and this is y'all don't understand, not everybody comes from generational wealth. So some of us, we got to start that path. We're gonna be first generation millionaires and multi-millionaires, and we're gonna pass the financial literacy down to the people coming behind us. So my pops is a welder, you know what I mean? So growing up, I saw him wake up at 4 a.m. every day, go drive like an hour to get to work. He was a welder. He would come back home dirty in his Dickie outfit, but make it to my basketball games to record me when I was playing high school basketball. I saw hard work, as like a lifestyle growing up. So for me, I'll never get comfortable with my success. I'm thankful, but I got a lot of more milestones to reach. But that's one that, all of y'all invited out. You heard me? Come pull up on me at any time.
Now listen, we can take you up on that though. I
was about to say, you said that to the wrong crew.
I got faith.
Yeah, but look, hey D, I gotta also, we got a lot of great researchers on the mix, but I don't think a lot of people know this. Before the music, you were on a mission to improve the next generation as a middle school teacher back in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. What was you teaching and why middle school?
All right, I taught two subjects. I taught life skills and I taught math. And I wasn't D1 back then, Rome. I was Mr. Augustine. You heard me? So I taught 6th grade life skills. I taught 8th grade math. And the reason why I chose middle school is because my best friend got murdered. He got murdered right when I was about to graduate college. And I saw my best friend start to change when we were in middle school. I noticed that for him, he stopped wanting to make good grades because in New Orleans, you got made fun of. You got called a nerd if you were trying to make good grades. So he started failing tests on purpose. Meanwhile, I kept doing well. I saw that he started stealing. He started fighting. He started carrying guns because that's what the streets was pulling him towards. Meanwhile, I went to a school where I started playing basketball. I started, meeting new type of friends, just expanding my mind. And I started middle school is where we started to go down 2 separate paths. When my boy got murdered, it inspired me to want to rap because I realized that all of us as kids, we looked up to our favorite rappers. So if our rappers that we listened to only talked about selling dope, killing people, sleeping with your baby mama, you heard me, like glorifying getting money over bitchs. If that's all rappers talked about, then that's all we had poured into our spirits. So I said, what if somebody could come from Louisiana? It ain't never been done before. But what if somebody could be all that? I'm straight out the NO. I'm from the Ninth Ward. I'm from all that. But I'm a man of God. I'm a college graduate, and I'm real righteous and relevant in everything I do. I keep my 3s up. I said that'd be powerful, man. If I could defy the odds, and that's what made me stop teaching to become a rapper. But I was a teacher.
Man, round of applause, man. Come on, y'all. Can we get the first round of applause on the mix?
Listen, man, artists like you and human beings like you are so important to inspire young Black kids, because it's just like you said, if all you're seeing around you, all you're listening to is violence or negativity, your spirit is just going to absorb that and you're going to be of that. So kudos to you, man, for like being the change that we all want to see.
Exactly.
For sure.
I'm not perfect too, y'all. I want to say that to everybody out there watching this. Like, whenever somebody in this world, tries to stand for something positive or mentions God, people automatically look at them as like, oh, they think they're better than me because I'm over here struggling. Guess what, y'all? I got vices. I got demons that I battle with. I've been through depression. I've been suicidal before. You heard me? I make mistakes on a daily, but the difference is I don't live in that misery. Like, I know that God is gonna forgive me for my sins, and I know that as long as He wake me up the next morning, I got another opportunity to be a better version of me than I was yesterday.
You know what else though? You know what else? You realize that you're not perfect, and that's what a lot of people don't realize and understand. Even about faith, faith isn't about being a perfect person. Like I tell everybody on this show every day, you go look at the Bible. Moses did some crazy things and was still one of the most blessed people ever. The list goes on and on, even with the Cain and Abel. When he murdered his brother, God said, I'm not going to, put that on you. You just have to live a certain way now. So it's about how strong you are mentally, but people never realize it's all on you. Stop putting your worries and your stress on other people and take ownership of your actions. And that's what I think you represent, man, for real. And that's why you got a long, man, I'm just saying, this dude gonna be the biggest star on the planet Earth one day. I'm putting my money on it. That's all I'm saying. Because he know his purpose. He's living in purpose, for real.
So we also found out, the mix, we know everything. But we found out that one of our past guests here on the mix was actually one of your former students back in the day, Fredo Bang. So what do you remember about young Fredo back then?
First of all, that is Frederick Givens. That's not to me. That's not Fredo. That's my student. That is Frederick Givens. He was in my 6th period class when I was teaching life skills, and he is so smart. That's what y'all don't realize. Like, yeah, he's street because he came up in the jungle, so he had to adapt to his environment. But this brother is so smart, talented musically, like always played in the band and everything. And I just remember me and him, he always just knew, like, man, Mr. Augustine really loved me, man. Mr. Augustine gonna go out his way to make sure I'm good, whether I need a ride home after school or whether I just need somebody to talk to after class. Because what people don't realize is it's not what you see inside school that determines how a student is. It's what they're going through at home. It's what they're going through outside the classroom that affects how they show up every day. So me and Fredo, he always told me he wanted to be a rapper. And I knew that I was trying to be a rapper too. So I was like, who am I to tell these students not to be rappers when I'm rapping as soon as I get out of school every day? I'm going to the club and rapping. So it was powerful. He used to call me from jail. He was locked up about 3 or 4 years ago. I was on tour. I'm doing a nationwide tour. My album had just dropped. And Fredo would call me from jail and be like, man, Mr. Augustine, when I get out, I got all these songs. I really feel like I'm gonna blow up. He'll rap his songs to me over the phone while he was in prison. And I used to take every call, even if I was about to walk on stage. Hold on, y'all, tell the DJ play another song. This is my little student calling me. So I talk to him, and to see him get out and blow up like he's blowing up, it feel like my little brother that I never had, blowing up. So it's great.
That's incredible.
So I gotta know, did your students know that you could rap when you were teaching them at the time? And if so, like, how did they find out?
That's a great question, Jazz. I kept it a secret at first because I wanted them to respect me as a young, Black, educated man. I didn't want them to think I was some sideshow, like, oh, this a gimmick. My teacher is a rapper, so I didn't tell anybody at first. Then one of my students, he know who he is. His name is Michael. One day he raised his hand. He was like, Mr. Augustine. He talked with a little lisp. He was like, Mr. Augustine, I saw a poster of a man the other day on the street, and it said Dee-1, and he looked just like you. He said, do you have a brother? And I was about to lie and say, yeah, bro, I got a twin, and he a rapper. But I was like, you know what? Let me tell these kids that that's me and that I'm really a rapper. So I told them, and they didn't believe that I rap. So I had to spit a 16 for them. I spit a verse in the middle of class. And when I spit this 16 for them, y'all, like, they went so crazy. They lost their mind. They were like, yo, my teacher got bars, and they was tripping. So they were screaming so loud that the next door teacher, Miss Moses, she ran in the classroom. She thought it was a fight. She was like, are they fighting, Mr. Augustine? What's wrong? What's wrong? Do you need help? And I was like, nah, I just rapped for him. And after that, my whole teaching career changed, because all of the students told their parents, all of the parents used to come to report card conferences and hand me their mixtapes. Like, well, look, I know my daughter is in your class, but I rap too. You think you can listen? And I'm like, bro, So after a while, I knew I had to make a decision, either be a teacher or be a rapper. So guess what I did? I said, I'm gonna be a rapper, but I'm gonna still have the heart of a teacher. So I'm always gonna do things for the youth. I'm always gonna keep my music real, righteous, and relevant. But I'm gonna be a rapper because I'm addicted to that platform. I love the opportunities I get being Dee-1. If I was Mr. Augustine, I would not be sharing this platform with y'all on the mix right now. And that's no diss to anybody. That's just the culture we live in. If you are an athlete or an entertainer, people are really attracted to what you do. So I said, bet I could spit with the best of them. Believe that. Like y'all know, Anton know. Ask Anton about my Sway in the Morning freestyle. He knows like.
So that was actually the first thing that I actually saw you rap. And I said, oh, this kid is the truth. He actually got bars. It's any rapper that can actually do a freestyle, and that's cold with the freestyle game. They cold, man. So you know the truth.
But look, the thing with his story, what I don't even think, D, that you realize, and this is something Will Smith told me this was my 2nd year of college, and a pastor told me this at the same time. And I was going through this like back and forth. Like, am I supposed to go this way or that way? Like, I'm playing college basketball, but I got a fan base, NCAA not letting me make money. Like, what should I do? And they both said, whatever you inspire the most people with, whether it's 10 people, 10 million, 10 billion, that's what you're supposed to do. That's your calling. That's the little sign. So look, you rapping in class, D, you didn't realize that's what you were going to use to change the world, because that's what you inspired those kids. And now you know, okay, I'm a rapper and an entertainer and all this, but I'm still teaching and have those same values. So,
and I'm glad that you stay true to your artistry and you stay true to inspiring young kids, because you've changed so many young lives for the better. So we want to congratulate you on your amazing accomplishments, man. And you must be making an impact, because the governor of Louisiana, Mr. John Bel Edwards, just appointed you to the Louisiana Council on the Success of Black Men and Boys. That's huge, man. You're the youngest man on the board, but you're also the first rapper in Louisiana history to become an appointee of the governor. So that's big for the South, and that's huge for you. So you got to tell me, how does that make you feel?
It makes me feel like I'm walking in my lane that God uniquely designed for only me. Because when I got into the rap game, the goal was go multi-platinum, be like Master P, be like C Murder, you know what I mean? Be like Silk the Shocker, be like the people I grew up listening to. Like that's the standard of success. And then when I started to see, dang, God, you're doing some different stuff with me. Hold on, like Rome said, I'm trying to get advice. Like, should I be going this way, y'all? I used to turn down awards like that because I was like, that's not cool. But then God had to deal with me and say, your path is not the same as the people who you looked up to. And I want you to be comfortable in this lane that I made for you. You're not competing with anybody. That's why I could celebrate people's success, because I'm like, their success does not block my success. And we need more of that mindset in the world. You heard me?
Come on, man.
D, you really do. I'm sitting here so inspired. I don't know about you guys.
Right.
I'm like, what can I do tomorrow that I should have done today and should have done the day before? Because of everything you're saying right now. And I had to say that. But you're a great teacher, a great artist, a great governor appointee, and y'all can go ahead and add businessman to that list. And we want to congratulate you on being an investor for the luxury handcrafted Black-owned, let me say that one more time, Black-owned watch company, our Burnett brand. Please tell us about the company and why it's important for you to partner with these products.
Well, first of all, it's a blessing to be a blessing. So when I got to the point where I've had enough income, through my professional career to help other people who have dreams, I said, let me invest in them. So young brother from my state, from Louisiana, who was like, D, I make these wooden watches. I was like, a wooden watch? What is that? And he was like, let me show you. And when this brother started showing me what I got on my wrist right now, these are wooden watches, y'all, handcrafted. And I was like, man, this is fire. But I didn't invest into the brand. I invested into the person. My business partner is a young man who got it out the mud, came from the bottom, and has a dream. And I said, you know what? I believe in that, dog. I could take that to the next level. So this thing on my right wrist, this was featured in GQ magazine in April. You heard me? GQ magazine, y'all. And this thing on my left wrist, this one was featured in GQ in May. So we being blessed already, y'all. All on that brand.
That one on the right.
Wait, please do not play with him.
Right.
Well, look, let me tell y'all something new. And I didn't plan this out ahead of time, but I go based on energy. I go based on what the spirit leading me to do. I'm going to make sure that all of the dope co-hosts right here on the mix, I'm going to bless y'all, and I'm going to send each of y'all a luxury handcrafted wooden watch from our brand. You heard me? So that's easy.
Wow.
Wait a minute.
Thank you, my brother.
This is the thing. They say that when the universe gives you a gift, that means that you are on your true, authentic path in life. So that's just a confirmation to all of us that we're doing the right thing, my man. I appreciate you for that.
Yeah, okay. I want to talk about this more on the commercial break. So on that note, we have to take a quick break, but don't go anywhere because D1 is going to stick around with us. And we still have to break down the lyrics and talk about his amazing new single, Kevin Samuels, and maybe even spill some tea about an upcoming album, that he has coming. But don't go anywhere, y'all.
Welcome back, y'all. So you already know we're so excited to have Louisiana's very own D1 in the mix with us tonight. And recently he dropped his new single, Kevin Samuels, where he really gets personal on delaying fatherhood, relationship requirements, and so much more. So first off, for those who don't know, can you tell us who Kevin Samuels is and why you decided to name your single after him?
I didn't know who he was like a month ago, to be honest with you. I went to Los Angeles, and two of my partners from New Orleans, they were like, man, you ever heard of this dude named Kevin Samuels? And I was like, no idea who that dude is. So they put me on to some of his videos, and he speaks a lot online about relationships and about he speaks to women about what they should be doing differently if they want to attract, the type of men that they say they want. And his delivery is different than my delivery. I always try to root anything I say in love. I try to come from a place of love, even if I'm saying something that's bold or something that you might disagree with. But, he's real to the point. Mm-hmm. And that being said, there was a video that he did that resonated with me, though. And it spoke about, it was advice for women who say that they want a very successful man. And I have in my life, I've been through situations and in relationships to where I realized that, sweetheart, between how busy I am and how busy you are, this is just not gonna work. Like I think you're amazing. I think you're attractive, and I admire all that you're doing. But I just realized that we are too busy for one another. And in his video, he basically spoke about the fact that if you want a man who is doing all this stuff and always busy and a powerful brother and all this stuff, that type of man is not impressed with how much money you make or how many college degrees you have. That man is wanting someone who, when he's not busy, someone who can be there for him and who's available to be a departure from this hectic life he lives over here. And I felt that. I resonated with that. So I did a song about it.
But D, you felt that, but at the end of the day, also they have a lot of people, Kevin delivery is it's unfiltered. And I think that's the thing. We from New Orleans. So, you get it how you live from New Orleans. Your sister will tell you what it is. Your mom will tell you how it is. Your grandma going to tell you how it is. So our filter, we're not really as sensitive to certain things, but worldwide, that's why it's important for people like you. If you hear something that triggers something in you, it says, okay, I could kind of spit this back to the youth in a better way. People like you are important, because I think that he rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, even though he's being unfiltered and unapologetically himself. But even what you're doing, how you flipped the song, you made it where even females could kind of be like, okay, I get it now. I understand,
Well, he came out of a place of love.
And the thing about Kevin, I've watched his videos and he puts a mirror to these women that they do not want to see themselves through because they don't like the way that he'll be blunt with them. So do you feel like in your song, there's ever a moment where you're like, this is blunt and this is harsh, but it just has to be said?
The whole song, I'm so glad you said that, how you did. You worded it very well. The whole song, I'm speaking my truth and my reality. When I say things like, I come from playing sports as a child. So when I say, I never criticize your preference or negate your dreams, but Jordan and Kobe, they couldn't have played on the same team. You know what I mean? Like people gotta feel that. Like Jordan in his prime and Kobe in his prime, those are two alpha personalities.
Alpha, not just alpha.
Alpha. There you go, Rom. And that being said, when I'm speaking about this type of stuff, it's like people might not want to hear it, but it has to be said. And when you use analogies, just like Jesus used parables in the Bible, when you use analogies and metaphors, it helps paint the picture more clear for people. So they're like, okay, that makes sense. You're right. Jordan and Kobe couldn't have played on the same team. And I'm like, exactly. So if I'm working 18 hours a day and you're working 18 hours a day, I'm Jordan and you Kobe. That's not going to work in a relationship. And I'm not telling you not to pursue your dreams, but you are the Jordan of your relationship. So you need a Scottie Pippen. You need a man that's a PE teacher. He work a nice 9 to 5 and he gonna get off and he gonna be like, hey, baby, what you need? I'm here for y'all. Now I'm gonna cook dinner for you. Go get
maybe she need a LeBron and Anthony Davis. That worked out last year, D. That's all I'm saying. Right. You got to find the right superstars that mesh. Because what I loved about the one of the lyrics that stuck out to me is, I postpone kids and a wife to execute my plans. And that's something that people always ask, well, Rome, why don't you have kids? Why don't you have a family? You're so well suited for this and stuff. And I'm like, if only y'all knew the things I sacrifice in life to become the man that I need to become when that day is here. And I just one other thing I want to get out there is even this Kevin Samuel dude, what he said, he was like, women have to take a back seat. But I think it's more so a woman shouldn't have to take a back seat, but she should be able to take the seat next to her man and enjoy the view together. You know, you got to have that ride or die, that person who's willing to be there with you side by side. And if you go back to the ancient Egyptian days, they had it right. I'm just saying, go look up all that history back in the day. They protected their queens and they knew that everybody had a purpose. They had a role to play. And I just think it's about knowing your role, whether you LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Jordan, Kobe.
That's what I wanted to ask you, D1, because, you know, we were going to do a bar breakdown and get a little bit more in depth in the song. So it was actually the line that Romeo said, I spent almost half of my life becoming who I am. I postponed kids and a wife to execute my plan. So I wanted to know, why was it important for you to put a wife and kids on hold? And are you ready for fatherhood and marriage now?
Great question, Jazz. I love it. So it was important for me to put it on hold because I know, first of all, I'm a rare young Black man, y'all. My grandma and grandpa were married for 66 years before my grandma just passed a year ago. She just passed away. And I got to see a beautiful marriage for 66 years, a beautiful Black couple. My mama and daddy, they still married to this day. I'm probably the only one of my friends who parents and grandparents are still together, like out of my friend circle. So I have no excuses. Some people are like, man, I ain't have my daddy around, so I never saw a real man in the household. I did see a real man. So I know how you're supposed to treat a woman. And I also know how you're supposed to be when it comes to prioritizing your kids. And I put that on hold, Jazz, because I was like, yo, I'm the underdog. I'm coming from New Orleans, Louisiana. I'm a college graduate. I don't curse in my music, and I'm trying to make it as a rapper. I'm the underdog. Like, I never sold dope in my life. You heard me? Like, I don't have a big investor that's putting bread into me. This is going to take a lot of work for me to try to be successful in the rap game. And that being said, you know what? Kids and a wife could wait. I'll tell y'all the truth. I had it. Graduating college, I had a girlfriend. We could have easily got married when I was a teacher, and then we would have had us some kids. But my life would be totally different right now. And I put that on hold. And I said, if I can make it as D1, I'm going to change so many people's lives. And I still feel like God is going to honor my vision and bless me with a wife and kids. And to answer your question, Jazz, I'm ready now. I'm ready.
Ooh. I was like, so now can I ask you to clarify what you said earlier about not having LeBron and Jordan on the same team? So are you saying that the woman that is right for you, or the woman that you are seeking, you don't want her to work at all? You kind of want her to be at home and raise the kids, or you want someone who is successful but just not as busy as you?
There you go.
That's in the gray area, Tom, but go ahead.
The women want to know. I think the women who are watching want to know.
Because all I keep thinking about is Beyonce and Jay-Z, so I definitely kind of want to tap into it a little bit more.
Z, we got to talk right. We got to talk about it. So watch this, because I know we're running short. So watch this. What I mean, Anton, is this. I want a woman to use all of the gifts that God blessed her with, and I want her to feel like she's able to walk in her purpose. But if we're two unique puzzle pieces, I don't want somebody who's a mirror image of me. I want someone who's strong where I'm weak at. I want someone to where, think about Master P. Think about my big homie, Romeo's pops. He built an empire to the point where so many people were able to get jobs working with him, and they all made their dreams come true. I want my woman to be like, yo, D, what you do and what I do, we put that together, it's going to be even better. And it's like, that's what I want. It's called synergy. I don't care about your salary. It's about synergy.
Great teammates. You just want the perfect teammate, and that's how you win a championship. I seen one of our producers say, well, LeBron and AD didn't win this year. Wow, Jamal. Wow, Jamal.
Wow.
Low blow. You don't win all the time. You don't win all the time. It's about when things get messy, who's going to be there for you? Who's going to pick the pieces up? When you fall down, who's going to still push you up?
Facts.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Well, now you mentioned the song that your album is coming out soon. So the people want to know, man, when are we going to get this album? When can we expect it?
Find and Balance, the album. It's going to come out. It's going to come out in August. That's when it's dropping. It's dropping.
Hey, we got an exclusive.
Hey, Leo season.
Not
It's
Leo.
going down.
Here's what we're not gonna do. We're not okay. First of all, I have to know, D1, what's your sign? Because signs are big. We'll get into it later. But what's your sign?
I'm an Aries, baby.
Yes. Oh God.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Another Aries.
What you for a reason, bro?
We could sit here, yo. We could sit here and analyze the rest of the song. We could analyze what him being an Aries really means. But we're gonna take a break. We'll probably do that in commercial. Let y'all know how that goes. But everyone, if you haven't already, go download D1's new single, Kevin Samuels, on all streaming platforms. I promise you, it's such a good song. Stick around because D1 will be sticking with us right here on Fox Soul.
Welcome back to the mix, you guys. So we're still here with rapper and Louisiana ambassador D1 right now, and we're going to mix it up and talk about some news. So I'll just get us started right away. So unfortunately, one of our favorite artists and Chicago native Lil Durk had an up and down weekend that I couldn't even imagine. So we all know that Durk and Lil Baby dropped a really dope album on Friday, but things took a turn when Lil Durk's brother was shot and killed at a local Chicago nightclub. Not too many details of the incident have been released, but we do want to send our love and prayers to Durk and his family as they deal with this loss. So D1, we discussed your relationship teaching Fredo Bang, who came to the show, and talked about the loss of his friend and also your former student, G Money. So what do you think has to change when it comes to gun violence and staying in the hood, especially if you become successful?
Well, first and foremost, when we start to love ourselves more, then we will see ourselves in our fellow brothers. So whenever we have a disagreement, we won't turn to saying, let me pull out a gun and kill this person. We'll look for alternative routes to, resolve conflicts. So I think first of all, it starts with self-love. But secondly, we have to be smart as far as how we move. And what I mean is this: energy is real. So whatever we putting out there, we literally make ourselves a magnet for that type of energy. So when I'm at the gas station in New Orleans at 2:00 in the morning and somebody roll up on me and they cars all tinted out, and they hop out the car, they could be hopping out about to put that thing on me too. But they hop out and they be like, D, man, I love your music, bro. And they come dap me off. And I'll be like, wow, like that's a reflection. That could have went a whole different way, but that's a reflection of the energy I try to put out there in the world. So I just think that if there's a teachable moment in this, it's that we need to love ourselves so that we can resolve conflicts differently. But then also we need to be conscious of what energy we putting out. I know Durk's heart is broken right now. I lost my best friend to gun violence, but I'm urging Durk and all of Durk's affiliates, don't retaliate in blood. Don't retaliate with violence because it's going to perpetuate the same cycle. So I'm begging them brothers to just, like be smart with how they move right now. My heart is with them.
Now, do you think that when you make it, should you move out of the hood, or are you considered a sellout if you do that?
No, you consider smart if you move out the hood. To be impactful, you don't have to be living there. You feel me? Like when you make it out, it's because you've done something great that has allowed you to make a lot of money, be successful so that you could move out. You didn't achieve all this success to stay in that same environment. You got to value your peace of mind. And you can't get peace of mind when you're in the same trenches that you grew up in. You might have to go tap back into it every now and then to get that inspiration. I go drive in the Goose in New Orleans East by my old hood whenever I'm back home, just so that I could feel where I grew up at. But guess what? I stay in the car. I drive through it, but I stay in the car. You feel me? And I don't want to still live right there. No, I got to have peace of mind. So I feel like to have peace of mind, you can't still be in the trenches living.
Yeah, that's real talk, because I think we're the only people as Black people, our culture, we say, well, you're not real if you still ain't in the streets. And then I go to my white homies and my Chinese homies and friends who's different races, and they're like, they get patted on the back for moving up and growing. And it's like in our community, it's like, well, if you didn't get it from the mud, then you're not real. So that's why I love what's the mission you on, because you're somebody who's actually very real. But at the end of the day, you don't got to fake to be something to get to where you're going. And just like you said, my pops always say, there's fish out there that you could put in a different environment and they'll be this big, and you put them in a different environment and they'll be this big. So your environment is everything. Don't become a product of your environment. You got to have that vision of seeing beyond.
Absolutely.
I don't know about anybody else, but like I'm just taking in so many gems from this mix tonight. You know, like I don't know, D1, you have been such a great guest. I mean, like tonight has just been a really great night for me. I don't know about everybody else. I just had to say that.
You know you ain't saying that because you got a free watch tonight.
You know what? May have a little bit to do with it because
you definitely got a free watch coming.
I think more than anything, it's been a breath of fresh air to just learn from someone that has been through it and can sit here and say there's light for you at the end of the path. There's a purpose for everyone. It's a great reminder to us, to me, even like I said earlier, and to everyone out there, like, keep pursuing what God wants you to pursue and have faith and trust that your path is right for you.
Amen. And I wish we had more time, but we got to take a break. But before we go, we have to thank my brother D1 for getting into the midst with us tonight. It was truly a pleasure, man, for real. And we wish you much happiness and success with everything that you're doing. Just keep up the great work. You're a great representation of not only New Orleans, but for the Black community, man. And look, don't forget his new album, Finding Balance, when it drops. Y'all got to get that thing. When it's coming out, we got a date. August season. Make sure y'all get Finding Balance when it comes out. D1, we appreciate you, man. We love you. You know, you're welcome to the midst. You can come take my job because you so damn good, man. You may just take my job at the midst. Keep it locked. Keep it locked right here on Fox. So, Louisiana, stand up. We had D1 on the mix. This is legendary, baby.
Hey, welcome back to the mix, y'all. Okay, so we got to get out of here in a minute. But wasn't that a crazy, dope, inspiring show, y'all?
Yeah. It definitely was. I enjoyed it.
Shout out D1 for real.
Listen, we got to thank D1 for getting into the mix with us tonight. He is an incredible, incredible artist, very special human being. Listen, make sure you guys are bumping our official mix playlist on Spotify. Head on over to our Instagram page at The Mix Fox Soul and give us a follow, and then check the link in our bio for the playlist. We update it every week. As always, thank you guys for watching. And listen, stay tuned for the Tammy Mac Show coming up next. But first, take a look at the latest Fox Soul deal. We'll see y'all next week, y'all. Love y'all.
Yeah.
You here.
Next one.
Anton, you could be on the radio.